If you want something good to eat, come on down to Earl's Choke Chicken, where if you can kill it, he can grill it. There ain't no need to be hungry or thirsty down there at the food truck by the titty bar on South Street. Just slide on by and let Earl choke your chicken for you before you head on home to your missus. Damn it, Earlene, that don't sound right now. I'ma tell you what, and just 'cause he's your brother don't mean he knows how to cook. Hell, none of that mess is eating chicken over there. Yep, tell Arlette to fix me up a box of them squirrel feet for that baby. Shit.
Hey guys, this is Issues with Toddy One Skip. I am Toddy One Skip, and this is the third Ryan Anderson clap back from his first interview. And like I keep saying, Ryan, at least during his interview, has somebody who's actually interviewing him. He is not taking his self-important ass in front of a camera and making up questions and acting like there's somebody actually interviewing him. He is actually being interviewed. So, guys, this is, again, like I said, the third back of Ryan Anderson. And here we go. He wanted to do an interview with this woman named Trisha because Trish apparently wished him a very happy birthday and have a good time in Las Vegas. Now, I've already done this for next year, so he should be coming on my show next year because I think I'm the first one that did it for him next year. Ryan, I'm waiting with bated breath. Let's go and watch this.
Are you close with your mom, by the way?
Oh yeah, me and my mom are super tight. Like
Yeah.
my mom's the best. I don't know where I'd be without my mother. You want my honest opinion? I'm a true
Well, you know where Gypsy would be without hers, right?
mama's boy.
Just asking.
I love that. No, I'd love to hear that. Thank God.
He's a mama's boy. How ironic, isn't it? Ironic. So they say, hey, Alanis Moore said, if you can come here and write this song, this is ironic.
God for your mother, because I know you've talked about your dad wasn't in your life, right? When you were younger?
Right. My dad wasn't around. I knew who he was because of my grandparents, and they tried to keep my dad in my life, but how much is 2 phone calls a year really in your life,
Yeah.
It wasn't until I was turned 19 that I grew a relationship with my dad. It wasn't until later.
I was going to ask you, do you have a relationship with him now, especially when he saw you on TV?
He has a great relationship with him now, Dad. Same way I have a relationship with my dad, but I actually had a good relationship with my dad. But yeah, I mean, now you have the same relationship I have with my dad, man. This is it. They're always around.
TV.
Well, he passed away before then. So he passed away in 2018.
Oh,
that's all right. That's all right. It was before any of this happened. And yeah, so he has no idea. I'm sure he's looking down, but I wonder what he thinks. I wonder what he would have thought. Honestly, he probably would have thought the same as my brother,
So his brother, as we know, isn't a fan of gypsies. And rightly so. Rightly so. She saw right through the bullshit. Right through the bullshit.
But is what it is. But my mom.
And he's still proud. You see him smiling. It is what I did. What I wanted to do. I ended up with as the winner. You see that, right?
Mom was always very supportive. Me and my mom are so tight. And
isn't it ironic? Did I say that before? I did, right? Come on, Ryan. Your mom's so important, and look at who you decided to give your heart to.
So great that she was like, Ryan, whatever you want to do. She just had my back, and that's the way I looked at it.
Well, she certainly didn't have her own mom's back. And I'd be careful with your mom's back because of Gypsy.
Really? So your mother, I mean, I'm sure she adores you and your brother, and she's a mama bear. She didn't have any I don't know, Ryan?
I think she took all the KNIVESs out of the house. And yeah, all of them were just fake. They look like but as soon as you tried to cut into them, they were like the fake ones that magicians use. There was nothing to them. Yeah. Come on, Ryan. You don't think she was the least little bit afraid? Look at what she did to her own mummy.
I adore you.
She's laughing too, this one.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
He's laughing too. Pixie, listen to what's going on with your mama. Pixie. Come here, Pixie.
Sweetie.
She might have had a couple reservations, but
let's take a poll. You think his mama was mad? Yes. Red. Or no? Blue. I bet you it's all fucking red.
Never fully.
You might have been all right if Gypsy would have unalived her dad, but with her mom, moms don't like that shit.
Vocalize them to me as far as, she just wanted me to be happy. And she knew that me talking to Gypsy as much as I did made me happy,
She probably wondered what the fuck she did wrong.
I guess one of those, she was just super supportive.
Mrs. Anderson, you didn't do anything wrong, or whatever your last name might be. It might not be Anderson, but you know,
Supportive, like, this is your life, son. You do what you want. You know, just be careful, type of thing.
Because it happened
and remove all the KNIVESs out of the house.
pretty quick, right? I mean, how long did you guys talk before you basically were like engaged? You know, she was signing on to do the show when she got out. Like, what was the time? Take us through the timeline again of like how quickly that all developed.
Well, it wasn't as quick as people think. Like, it really wasn't as quick. Like, our relationship, we started talking in May of 2020, and during COVID, you couldn't visit the prison. So, like, there was so long we went. Like, it was like a year and like 3 months before we ever met. So you got to think, our friendship had.
So everything, it was an affair that was built up in their mind on pages, that was written on pages. And here's the thing, he has now, at this point, when he's talking to this woman, he knows damn well, 1000%, that Gypsy was writing to other men. He knows what's going on with these FOIAs, and he's going to act ignorant, and we're supposed to like live in this ignorant world with him, like these FOIAs didn't come out. He was dedicated to her. She wasn't so dedicated to him.
Developed, and you know, we had like a little relationship. We ended it, and then we just became friends. And then I wanted more, and she wasn't ready to commit. She didn't know if any sparks would happen. You know, she'd been burned by who she's with now before, so she was really guarded.
Okay, so there's a little dig at Ken, but here's the thing, Ryan. You knew she wasn't attracted to you, and you thought that you could be attracted to her enough for the both of you. It's kind of like loving somebody who only loves you 25%, and that's what they're capable. And you're thinking, oh, I love them so much that I will love enough for the both of us. You can't do that. Ultimately, you're going to end up resenting that. And this person, it's never going to be enough for them. They're always going to be looking for more. So no matter what you do or anything, you will always be that comfortable couch. And everybody should think of themselves as more than just a comfortable couch.
And, you know, it wasn't until we met in person that she committed to me. It wasn't until.
And that's when the sparks flew. Oh, you're much cuter in person. Look, oh my goodness, look.
Till July of 21 that we became a thing. And then by July of 22, we were married.
Yeah, thing it is. You definitely became a thing. And it wasn't like you went back and forth, up and down in your relationship. It wasn't just a solid, you know, everything's a good time. You broke up a few times. She cheated on you several times. We see the letters that have come out, the many men that she has written to, and some women too. And then the women that are in the facility with her. And Gypsy is anything but sexually shy. So, I mean, come on. You came in second to a banana, man. A banana.
Yeah, so 2 years, I mean, really isn't. I mean, you know, again, obviously, given the circumstance, people are like, well, how well can you really know somebody if you're not meeting them in person or whatever? But okay, so it was much longer than.
It was much longer than people think. Yeah, like you got to think.
Ryan, do you know how ridiculous you sound?
In a prison relationship, you have to have that phone time together. You know, the phone time is your intimate time.
You have to have phone time, the writing time. You do creative shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you do creative shit in there. You send flowers, but flowers made out of paper that you trimmed or traced. You do creative shit. That's what you do. Not what did you do?
So it's that one-on-one conversation, and people.
We know what he did. He was pathetic. He was wanting her. He didn't care. All he wanted was to be in her life, whatever way she saw fit. And boy, did she fit you in several ways that she saw fit, Ryan. You still don't think that she used and abused you, right? Come on, man. The only thing you did was walk her out of it alive. That was it. That was a good thing, but that was it.
People don't realize to develop a relationship over the phone, especially in prison, you have to have that emotional connection for it to work.
Yeah.
Or somebody's just bored and they're sitting. Have you not seen Wade Wilson? No emotional connection, just bored, needing somebody to fill their time because they don't like being with themselves. It's exactly the same way Gypsy is. Just a bored little nothing who could fill her time with anything to avoid being by herself. And that's what it was, Ryan. And now you're telling the whole wide world that you were ignorant to that, or that that was okay with you. Which one is it?
Like the emotional connection is so much deeper than just the physical connection to me, and we had that. We still have that emotional connection still this day.
It only works if she tells you the truth. And she didn't. She didn't tell you the truth. You weren't that important to her, because nobody does that to people that's that important to her. Look at what she did to her mom. Why do we keep after reminding you?
And it's one of those things where it's hard when we talk because we know it's there, but she's a doing.
No, it's hard when you talk because you still think it's there. She just uses it and makes you think it's there so that she can still manipulate you. And you're a fool, man. You fool. You're a fool.
A different life now, but we all.
Yeah, so that's where you got to stop, put a period at the end, and go on. She is living a different life now. She has been living that different life now, Ryan. And move on. Talk about gambling. Talk about how you can bet in gambling if it's legal. Talk about football, how it works, how it doesn't work. Talk about who you think's going to make it to the Super Bowl. Who's going to be next year's draft pick? Talk about something besides her. Get another fan base, sir.
Always had that emotional connection. We were drawn to each other that way. And so in a prison
Why do you still think that?
relationship, you have that emotional connection, and it's deep. It's very.
No, they have too much time on their hands. Too much time on their hands. And she spoke to that Italian guy, that other guy that was in jail or in prison. She spoke to so many people. Jeff. There was another Ken, I think. Come on. There were so many.
Very deep. And we would talk 4 to 5 hours a day. People don't.
Yeah. And that's wrong. Again, they shouldn't be doing that. They should be in there rehabilitating themselves or fucking working, either in a class or working if they're going to get out and join society. Not sitting there conning people. She was talking to everybody 4 or 5 hours a day. What that prison system, what a joke. And then she gets out on parole. She was, even in that lax of a prison system, she couldn't follow the rules. She kept getting into trouble. She had disciplinary reports written on her. But yeah, Ryan, good idea, her. Even after all, good idea.
Realize
Yeah.
the amount of time you talk on the phone, so you think you start to know everything about a person just by.
You only know what they tell you. I mean, you're a fool.
Talking that much a day. Imagine you having a friend and you talk 5 hours a day for a year. You would know them pretty.
It only works if they tell you the truth. You know how many people are scammed by scam artists? How many people are married to 20 different women or have so many different men, and they talk to all those people online and shit like that? You know how easy that's what they do for a livelihood. They're multimillionaires. You didn't work out so well. This didn't work out that way for you. You gave her a place to stay. She used you like a banana. And now it's just the peel, and there's no use for the peel once the banana is up. Pixie, drop that banana. Pixie, Pixie, Pex. Pixie. Come here, Pixie. Come here.
well.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially, to your point a little bit with prison, because in a way you have fewer distractions, right? When you're living your life and you're working a full-time job, and then you're out free, you're visiting friends, you're traveling, maybe so to your point, you kind of had this captured time, where you really.
He captured himself in that time frame, yo. He did have the freedom to do shit. She had more of a life inside that prison than he had a life on the outside of that prison, being connected to her while she was inside that prison. Does everybody see that? Is that not a sobering moment? Sobering moment.
They had a lot of one-on-one.
A lot of one-on-one time there with him, with Ken, with Jeff, with Italian guy. How many more people? And all of their findom. People calling her princess or queen or, oh, come on, seriously? And he knows this shit now. He knows this shit now. You probably don't know this, Trish. This is the shit you should be asking him. What about all those other people she was writing to in the same time? What about all those? What about that?
It was a lot of one-on-one. People don't.
A lot of one-on-one.
It was a lot. And you got to think, you got to make it interesting. Like, it's not just, I had to.
Yeah, so she's made up more lies, more what did she do? Like tricks, almost like she made you do tricks. She played you. She'd make you jealous of somebody. It was all for fun. She created her own little universe and you played right into it. You were in her matrix.
Keep her entertained pretty much, like.
No. You were her entertainment, but you didn't know it. You think you were keeping her entertained by your wit and charm. Her entertainment came from playing, you dumbass. I'm just telling you, Ryan. And the fact that you are all aglow talking about her and you don't see it the way it is, buddy, please see it the way it is. Please.
You could get bored quickly with somebody on the phone if you're not engaging. And, so we had that connection and it was great. It was great. I miss those times, actually. I miss that connection.
Yeah. When did you guys find out that she was going to be doing this, reality show? That basically right? I think that probably did not help your relationship. That basically the moment she got out of jail, the cameras were up filming you all.
Well, okay, so we got married and I filmed the day of the wedding, okay, like of our wedding.
Didn't you see that as a red flag? Like, yo, babe, this is our wedding. Can't we have this to ourselves? Nope, let's film it. We're going to get paid for it and I'm going to keep all the money. You're not going to get any money, Ryan Anderson. But I think he ended up getting some money because wasn't there money put in like an account and she tried to go to she tried to buy those Taylor Swift tickets that were like $20,000 or something. And he put a stop to that because they weren't allowed to spend a lot of money, especially frivolously.
And that was in Prison Confessions. So I remember she kept saying, well, there's this Lifetime deal. And, she just always said it through her friend, Melissa Moore, one who was a producer and all that. And she would just always say, yeah, my friend Melissa is talking about this documentary. And, and then it started happening.
Yeah, look that woman up. She's a charmer.
Gypsy would get interviewed in the prison and then her family was getting interviewed. And Gypsy just kept telling Melissa Moore, the producers and stuff, like, hey, there's this guy, Ryan, y'all need to interview. And
yeah, he's pretty important. Go check out Ryan. Go talk to Ryan.
Kept saying, well,
I want Ryan in on this shit. I want Ryan in on this.
Which I thought was great. She just kept saying, like, no, this guy.
See, he thought it was great. The show was about her unaliving her mom, but as long as he was part of it in any way, shape, or form, he thought it was great. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, you put me right, exactly. Yeah. I know she killed her mom, but that's all right. That's okay. No, he did it. Yeah. No, Ryan. And you worked with kids and you wonder why. I mean, come on, man. Like, I'm serious. Look, you are acting silly like you're still madly in love with this woman after everything. You need to get therapy. I'm serious, man. Take Gypsy's advice. Oh, God, did I really say that out loud? Go get therapy.
It's very important. Y'all need to interview him. And then it wasn't until the first interview that they realized we were engaged and said to be married like 2 months later. They didn't.
And then that's your importance. That's your go to the flame. That's your claim to fame, that you gave her an address. Oh, Ryan, you think this interview went well? He's probably not going to do any more because he just can't stop talking about her. And this is it. This is it.
Realize it fully.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was one of those where it was, in terms of filming when she got out, I used to always ask her, like, are you sure you want to do this? Like, you don't realize you're coming out into society. Like,
here's what was going on, I think, in his head. I'm just going to tell you, this is what I think was going on in his head. He already thought she was really cute. He already thought that she was above him in the looks department. I mean, she was going to get out of prison and she was going to go not only on social media, but she was going to be on mainstream media doing interviews and people were going to notice her. And a lot of people, I think he thinks we're going to be attracted to her. And that was going to be his problem, not hers.
You're going to be faced with a lot of stuff at once.
And that would be his problem, not hers.
You want to top that on top. And I had conversations with her a long time. Like, are you sure this is what you want? Like,
I think it was, are you sure it's what you want? Because clearly it's what she wants. It was what she wanted before she met you, remember? I mean, this was set up before she met you, Ryan.
Because she already had a book deal. And I was like, why don't you just.
Exactly. She already had this shit going on. So I think this was supposed to be in his best interest. Not that, listen, I don't think Gypsy should have gotten out of prison. Let's just say that. And I definitely don't think she should be out here on social media and all this. We know that. But his reasoning for it is different than the average bear's reasoning for it. His reasoning, I think, for it was to keep her in his pocket, more or less. I think that he was very jealous. And I didn't see that at first, but I mean, look at what he had to go through. And he should have ended the relationship, what he brought on board and what he accepted, and how it probably either changed him or encouraged his poor view of himself, right? The way that he felt his defeatedness is, however, I mean, he inflates himself and puffs himself for you to believe he has all this self-confidence. But people with self-confidence don't have to do that. They don't have to tell people, I think I'm cute. I think that. No, they let their looks speak for them. And he hasn't shut up. So he clearly doesn't think his looks speak for him. And that's really important to him. So, that's where I think all of this comes from with Ryan. And it's all about his own self-esteem, and it's poor. It's a poor self-esteem from a grown-ass man who should, at his bigger age, get his shit together. But no, he let Gypsy determine who he was, and he continues to let Gypsy determine who he is. Guys, I think it's clapback number 3, right? Yeah. Anyway, guys, well, tell me what you think. Should we continue onward? Because we're going to keep ripping this man apart. Should we keep ripping him apart? Let's take a poll. Pixie! Pixie Pix! Come here and see Daddy. Come here and see your daddy. Where's your mom? Where's mom? What? Pixie! Should we do a 4th one or a 5th one or a 6th? Pixie! Guys, this is Everybody Has a Story to Tell with Toddy One. Guys, this is Issues with Toddy One Skip. I am, and you're not. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, and I'll see you as the day goes on and on. It just keeps on playing. On and on and on and on and on. Be better today than you were yesterday. Not half as good as you'll be tomorrow. Tomorrow. Love you. Tomorrow. It's only a day away. See you next time. Bye. Come here, Pixie.